Good morning. Charles Merkel here for day 149 of 3-minute 10 breath total body warm up. Trying today without the intro slide. Not sure what that's adding. It was cool though, because that video was something I got to record myself in the Smoky Mountains back in May. I was going to say last month, but it's already July. Can't believe it. All right. And already be in July. So this is day 149. This is Saturday. I'm out a little later. Wanted to make sure things, if you caught yesterday's video, wanted to make sure things were processed before I came out. As I shared with you, being personal, being vulnerable, going through a colon cleanse. And not even 2 days in yet, but already seeing results because this morning I got some corn out. The last time I had corn was Saturday last week. So, so things are starting to process. The stuff I'm using says takes 2 weeks. You actually only take the supplement for a week, and then you just take additional water and fiber for the remainder of the week. But so far, so good. So far, so good. This is just an example of, said I need to take care of my gut health. I screwed things up. I did. Not intentionally, but I was very inconsistent in my eating. Trying to eat healthy, but it was the quantity that messed my system up. Because I live out here in the country, group meals is just part of the culture. And not only that, but heavy foods, lots of country cooking. And said during the meals, I would eat too much. I admit that, just quantity wise, and enjoying the good flavors. I would eat far too much than I needed for the meal, and I would make up for it by skipping some meals after. Well, I wasn't thinking long term while doing this, because when you skip meals, especially if you miss a few, and these big meals, that might be the only thing I eat all day. It's like, well, that should average out, right? No, not in this case. That's not what my body is telling me. Because when you skip meals, your body slows down the processing. It slows down thinking because we're set up where we're wired. It wasn't that long ago that, and it's still unfortunately the case for many, that food, the finding of food or the availability of food is not consistent. And remember, people would go through, whole societies would go through periods of famine. There's just a lack of food. And that could be agricultural reasons, that could be political reasons, that could be just natural disasters, or economic. But when you skip meals, the body starts preparing for a time of fasting because it thinks, okay, there's a famine coming. Don't know how long. I'm going to slow down the processing. That way I can conserve what's in here and use it as needed. Well, I would do that. Then I'd go have another big meal and go kerplunk. And it's like, whoa, what's going on? And then my body has to start processing again. And I did this too infrequent, or I did this too much. It was more than my system could handle, and things just got plugged, for lack of a better word. And prune juice wasn't doing it. I needed something stronger. That I made a mistake. So now I'm going through this colon cleanse, get things cleaned out. I'm eating very little during this time and more consistently. I don't want to go into a period of famine again, but much, much lower quantities, much lower. I said, I'm just getting things cleaned out, and I'm going to be more reasonable moving forward. If there's a bunch of food, I'm not going to gorge myself. Smaller sizes, smaller plates, one trip to the bar or to the buffet table, you know, declining seconds and in some cases thirds. I said, and just be reasonable because your gut health is central to everything else. It is the processing station. It is the engine. It's where the food goes in. Said it's processed and separated for something the body can use, and what you don't need comes out. And when that's not working right, very little, very little else is going to work right as well. It is central to good health. Said, and I didn't take proper care of mine, so now I'm correcting it. Lesson learned. Going to do better moving forward. I'll keep you posted on the progress. Not too detailed, but I'll keep you posted on the progress. And said I'm happy with the initial results. I'll once again put a link in the comments for what I'm using. A supplement out of Germany, very reasonably priced, and said so far so good. Too early to give a full thumbs up, but again, so far very happy. All right, that said, let's get started with today's 3-minute 10 breath total body warm up. This is a habit for continued good health. Done consistently, it will give you an elevated plane of good health because it warms up the entire body in 3 minutes. It's a resistance-based exercise. So it only takes 3 minutes. It is 10 controlled breaths throughout. I do not talk during the exercise because that would limit the effectiveness. So the breathing is very controlled. It's a very important part of the exercise. So I want to fully inflate the lungs 10 times and then fully deflate the lungs 10 times in a very controlled breath. Right? If you're new, welcome. Be sure to go to the address below, 7minutemorning.com/free training, or scan the QR code where you will find video training on all the intricacies of this exercise. So you can join me. I do take Sundays as a day of recovery. I'm doing this 6 days a week. But go through the video. There's a chance to practice on your own and join me Monday for day 150. I'm so excited. All right, let's get started. And begin. Here we go. Day 149 done. Just like during the exercise, during the recovery, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. As I said, 10 controlled breaths. Fully inflate, your wings should expand. Fully deflate. And the idea is to rest during the inhalation and exert during the exhale. Only 10 breaths during those 3 minutes. Fully inflate, fully deflate. And as you exert, said you should feel your muscles just ache from the exertion, especially towards the end. And it takes control, it takes discipline, because your body's going to feel like it's running out of oxygen, because it is, you're exerting it. And you're going to want to take little breaths throughout. You got to tell yourself, no, keep going, keep going. Said it takes discipline, it takes work, but once you get it, said once it clicks, you'll know it. Because at the end, you'll feel temporarily, but completely exhausted. So it's just for a little while, but you should be completely exhausted at the end. Followed by a short recovery, and then an increase in energy that carries you through the day. All right, I appreciate you. I will see you Monday for day 150. You have to figure out something to do to make it special. All right, I appreciate you. Again, go to the address 7minutemorning.com/free training. Learn the intricacies. It's only 15 or 16 minutes of video, including the 3-minute 3-minute sample or the 3-minute demo, so you can work through it yourself. It's not a hard concept, but it takes practice to learn to work different muscle groups at the same time while controlling your breath for 3 minutes. But it will pay off. I promise you that. Just be consistent. I'll see you Monday.